Watch yourself!
It's locked.
It ain't human! Die, vermin! Christ, he's dead!
Ah putain, c'est là qu'il fallait aller. J'étais là depuis le début, gros.
See them? Spy!
It's locked, all right.
C'est ça en courant. Attendez là. Par contre, que je suis passé. Cadavre, malfrat. Attends. Il est où l'hôpital? L'hôpital il est là-haut. Bon.
It's elite! He's done for!
Voilà, faut que j'aille là, il faut que je retourne là en dessous. Putain, j'arrive. La vie de ma mère, je suis vraiment un handicapé. Je réfléchis pas. Attendez, je vais vite faire regarder. Bon allez, on est parti.
Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
Je me fais peur, putain. Hein? Quoi? Bah, il dort dans les escaliers là, pourquoi? Hein? Il est pas là? Bah, ils vont peut-être pas encore rentrer.
Ain't safe here for Oh my god! Shit, that leech is fast!
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to. It's locked.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be from Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I cannot enter. I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Joe, please, I don't have your money. Come on, Barrett, you know, game.
Ah, Clayton, c'est pas lui là.
You are blinded by
Excuse
your
me,
false
sir.
faith.
Are you familiar with this part of town?
Oh.
Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He never goes out.
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
He has no relatives at all?
No, except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Oh putain, les monstres. La boîte, ça va être rigolo.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. It's locked, all right.
Ah, voilà. Je vais voir la coupe aussi. Oh, ok.
Protection against malevolence and trickery.
Ta gueule. Oh, vous avez vu?
tell you. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nithercott, at your service.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
I'll leave you alone, sir. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in. Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Mais dégage ta merde!
Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
Ta gueule, ta gueule, ta gueule. Alors! T'en es où?
It's locked, all right.
Attends, mais en fait, c'est des petits gamins.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough, like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
Ah, yes, encore. Vous êtes chanceux d'avoir un foyer. Votre père a fait de son mieux. Votre situation ne peut que s'améliorer.
You have a roof over your head, a place to call home. Many people here are not as lucky, you know.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. But I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Désolé mon gamin, mais faut que je te tue.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Faut avoir la clé de tout. Ah non, déjà ici c'est déjà grave, donc je pense qu'ils auraient fait. Oh
Death is so cold. I hoped it would be more meaningful.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off.
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Why is your relationship with your son so difficult?
Harry and I are so different. Sometimes I wonder if he's my own blood. Seems he's ashamed to be my son.
Why not change that then? If you used your strength to do good, perhaps Harry wouldn't feel that way about you.
How dare you tell me what I should or shouldn't do with my boy? Who the fuck are you to interfere like that?
I mean no harm to your family. But if you want my advice, this is no place to raise a child.
No matter where we live, Harry will always be sick and frail. At least here, I'm respected. And no one will ever dare touch him.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else. Whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
C'est ça, c'est ça. Goodbye.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though. If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
Oh, mais c'est
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
The guys.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy. Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
Cardiac massage, now.
Cardiac... What? Are you making this up as you go along? We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could? Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
No. Your place is here. Jailing you would be an even greater crime. So, here is my proposition. I'll look the other way on your little enterprise. In exchange, you will resign from the Pembroke Hospital and provide me with medical supplies when the need arises.
Dr. Reed! That sounds like a business proposition. My accomplice, then?
No, just a privileged client. My research may require the occasional rare piece of equipment or ingredient. I'll pay good coin in exchange, fair and honest, to help finance your noble endeavors.
We have ourselves a deal, Doctor. Good customers are always welcome.
Yes, Nurse Crane. We have a deal.
This one's... It ain't human! Fuck, it's fast!
Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Kill it, boy! End to you! Cross the leech, boys!
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
What prevails in the end, I wonder? The desire for blood, or to be of service to man?
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
No need to apologize, my lady. I know exactly what you endure.
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
I must confess I have not put an end to the blackmail, my lady. Unfortunately, I could not bring myself to do it.
I'm so disappointed in you, Jonathan. I didn't expect this from you.
Lady Ashbury, you yourself admitted how ridiculous the sum of money was. I can assure you it was all used for charitable ends.
Well, you are full of surprises, aren't you, Jonathan? All right, say I trust you. But you will still pay the ransom. That is only fair. After all, it was you who failed to bring this problem to a satisfactory conclusion.
I believe I could agree to that.
And since a lady always keeps her promises, I will now answer any questions you may have.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
Excuse my forwardness, but are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires, but all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London Vampire Society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
And no one suspected you of the murders?
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
Very well, but I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me, then?
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
What type of vampire is a Skull?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
I've been away from London and England for 3 years. This isn't the city I remember.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. Long time, and I've never seen it like this.
What is it you fear?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. Prepared and well-trained.
Though I can't be certain, more than likely it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
Once glorious, but still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. You would be wise to stay clear. They are sworn to destroy our kind.
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society. And like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruiting.
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club.
I still hear voices in my head every night.
Je descends tout à 7, c'est bon là ou pas?
I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
C'est bon là ou pas?
I bid you farewell, for now, my lady. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
Attends,
Dr. Reed, you know. I met him in New York.
Chiro, c'est bon le son là ou pas? Ouais, des petits bugs. Ça change rien. Ah, attends. Attends. Là c'est mieux. D'accord, ok, c'est bon, je crois que là c'est mieux en fait. C'est juste moi qui est con en fait, j'ai oublié qu'il fallait faire ça.
It's locked.
Putain. Analyser le sang de... Ok. Oui, ok. J'aimerais faire le traitement pour la fatigue. Je crois en faire un pour tout en fait. Oh là là, tout ce que j'ai récupéré, c'est un truc de ouf. Voilà.
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable.
On va dormir un peu et on va
Is the London
améliorer le
vampire
perso.
transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about
On
it.
va améliorer la santé. Hop. On va améliorer l'endurance. Dégâts de la morsure. Dans l'attaque ultime. 600 des ténèbres. Ça c'est quoi ça? Je crois qu'on va se prendre celui-là. Mais ça use 1000 donc attends. Là on va se mettre aussi à un niveau là. Et là on peut reprendre. Voilà. C'est quoi ça? Capacité sanguine. Ah mais oui. C'est bon, je vois c'est quoi maintenant. Merde, putain, je l'ai réutilisé comme un con, putain. Ouch. Alors lui il est en rhume, bronchie et fatigué. Oh là là. Faux. Oh là là. Alors lui il a disparu. What? Bon lui je l'ai tué, lui je l'ai tué aussi, lui il est fatigué. Et tous les autres ils ont l'air d'être bien. Ouais, tous les autres ils ont l'air d'être bien. Tu disais quoi tout à l'heure? Je crois que je te disais qu'il faut que tu joues au jeu pour comprendre l'histoire parce que j'arriverai pas à tout t'expliquer. Genre au début, en fait, tu vois quand tu commences à être vampire, tu vois comme dans les films, ils sont obligés de se nourrir pour je sais plus trop quoi là. Et il a tué sa soeur sans le vouloir et il était un vampire. Et maintenant faut que je fasse quoi là? Attends, informer. Enfin, je crois que je te disais ça, hein, j'en suis pas sûr, mais voilà quoi.
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
J'ai analysé le sang.
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation.
En fait, le plus dur, c'est qu'avec les questions, c'est comment répondre. En fait, pour moi, c'est trop compliqué, mais j'essaye. Mais...
Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here, but it is spreading and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
De toute façon, pour comprendre l'histoire, faut recommencer dès le début et j'ai pas trop envie, tu comprends. Si tu veux voir déjà l'histoire dès le début, il faut que tu retapes des vidéos sur YouTube, genre que tu regardes Steam ou je sais plus trop qui là, et tu as t'as let's play du jeu, tu as tous les épisodes et tout là. Je pourrais faire de Londres mon royaume.
And why not? What did Stoker say about the children of the night? Well, using my blood, I could create a whole army of vampires.
Surely you're joking.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you.
Ça a l'air long. Enfin, ouais, mais une fois que t'es lancé dedans, ça va. Je t'assure, ça va très très vite une fois que t'as lancé. Et c'est pour te dire qu'avant j'étais quand même niveau 45, donc je comprends pas, à chaque fois tu vois les trucs, ça se supprime et tout, c'est vraiment chiant. Donc je comprends même pas pourquoi. Et je veux juste voir un truc. Attends, c'est pas ça. Ah, je crois que là on va aller ah, je crois qu'on va affronter ma soeur, je pense. Enfin, pas ma vraie soeur, mais la soeur de Jonathan. Et oui, faut appuyer sur les deux touches. Ok. Et comme tu peux voir le niveau de charme, quand au fait au début, niveau de charme juste ici, là au-dessus là, il est niveau 1. Et ben tous ceux qui ont, tu vois, ce truc là, ce symbole là, niveau 1, ben tu peux les mordre. Si toi t'es niveau 2 ici là, et que c'est niveau 1 le mec, ben tu pourras le tuer. Comme ça tu comprends un peu ce que je dis. Mais je suis presque sûr et certain que tu comprends pas à 100%, donc sans être méchant, mais la plupart du temps quand j'essaie d'expliquer des choses, j'ai du mal à m'exprimer, donc j'ai même mieux améliorer ma petite machette là. Où ça là? Là elle fait 58 et elle fait 65 là. Ok. Donc je peux l'améliorer et elle me fera 75 de dégâts. Et si jamais niveau 3, ok. Ça là ça va faire 200 de dégâts, ok. Bon là je peux que la mettre niveau 2. Ça fait... Wouah! Wouah, c'est quoi ça, gros? Bon bah, on va se mettre la machette, je crois. Je crois qu'on va se mettre la hachette. Ouais, on va s'équiper la hachette, ouais. On va là et on s'équipe la hachette. Voilà. Voilà. Et là, c'est quoi ça? Ah, c'est la même chose en fait. Sauf que là, c'est la flèche du dessus et là du dessous. Ok. Bon, on est parti. Hein. Il faut que j'aille par où? Par là. Là, il a dit Marie. Marie ou Mary ou je sais pas trop comment là, il dit là. Bah, c'est fait, c'est sa sœur. Ça, tu comprends un petit peu. Ouais, c'est Marie. Ouais, Marie, en fait, c'est sa sœur. Et vu qu'il l'a tuée au tout début du jeu, ben voilà quoi. Et il fait partie de... la meuf, là, comme je dis, la Marie, fait partie de... Enfin, de sa famille, quoi. Et il l'a tuée. Sans le vouloir, parce que, comme je t'ai dit, il a vu qu'il avait soif. Et tout, tu vois. Il disait, j'ai soif. Tellement soif. Donc là, je vais avancer juste discrètement, comme ça je peux le... Voilà, hop, faire ça, et après ça me mange. Mais, t'as vu, Quand j'ai amélioré mes trucs, maintenant mon machin il fait tellement plus de dégâts, c'est un truc de ouf. Ouah, The Big. Ouah. T'as même les niveaux 16 gros, j'arrive à les baiser gros. Ouah, mais arrête gros, depuis quand il arrive à me toucher? Attends, je vais faire ça. Oh, elle fait tellement mal gros ma machette, la vie de ma mère. Je te jure, elle fait trop mal. Ouais. Ils sont deux là, non? Ah non, je le vois tout seul. Donc là, je crois que je vais aller affronter ma soeur. Hein. Ah, il m'a vu. Ah, The Bee. Ouais. Attends, juste verrouiller. Oh, elle fait tellement mal ma griffe. Putain, mais je suis con en fait. Voilà. Ouais, je crois que j'allais affronter ma soeur. Ma chère sœur, je ne sais pas si j'ai la force ou je sais pas quoi. Ok, ouais, j'ai bien allé affronter ma soeur. Waouh, c'est quoi ça, gros? Tiens, crevez vos mères. Oui, oh, gros, il m'a valsé, ouais. Aïe. Arrêtez. Arrêtez ou... Arrêtez. Ah, je vais changer, je vais prendre lui. Voilà, là, je vais mort, comme ça j'aurais récupéré un peu plus de sang.
Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead,
ok, bon, je vais te laisser avec la cinématique. Moi, faut que j'aille aux toilettes.
Whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father, the soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Oh, Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.